Thursday, March 12th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host for today, Jay Scuba, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit, Mike Bennett.
What's up, Jay?
Behind the boards, keeping things nice and smooth. Today we got a great show for you. Let's bring up the guests we have for today. Isaac Rose-Berman comes on. We're going to talk in some, tennis, as we always do. Indian Wells quarterfinals. Funnily enough, Isaac has this famous saying, I don't understand women on or off the court, so I don't bet on women's tennis. But today, he sent me a pick for some women's tennis. I'm excited to get into that with him. Also excited to get into the quarterfinals here. 4 matchups today. Very, very excited to talk about those. I wonder how many underdogs we're taking. Isaac loves his underdogs. Curious to see how many he's taken today. After that, Alex and So Money. Scratch that, So Money. So Money hits the IR with an illness today. So sick. Instead of So Money. So Money's not here today, so it's just going to be myself and Alex breaking down the entire NHL board. 13 games today? 12 or 13 games today, I believe. Should be a fun one. Tons of games. I got my 3 picks ready for you. Shout out to the guy who keeps saying don't give out picks. Listen, I'm gonna keep giving out NHL picks.
Why not?
I stop losing.
We're a betting network. Yeah. Come on, man.
But also, I don't want to throw those guys under the bus, but 0-3. Maybe that's why So Money didn't show up today. Couldn't stand the 0-3. Alex 0-3. So Money 0-3 on Tuesday. 1-2 for myself, but the plus 220 comes through. And that means we're
Alex Moretto and 3.
We're up 10 units, or 0.1 units there. Anyways, I wanted to get into this before we started today's show. Curious to see what time the chat wakes up. Because usually when I get prepped for this show, I wake up in the morning, 7, 6:30, 7 o'clock is when I get out of bed. Message all the people who are going to be on the show today, talk them through what I'm thinking about talking today, all that sort of stuff. A lot of times, I'm not going to say Alex does this because Alex doesn't do this, but a lot of times the other guys do this. They'll message me at 11 or 11:30 and be like, yo, I just woke up. Yeah, down to talk about that. Let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. What do you mean you woke up at 11? You're on Eastern Standard Time. It's 11:30. Listen, if it was Drew Dinsick who messaged me a little bit later, that's a different story. The guy lives on the West Coast. These guys are living in New York on the East Coast, and they're waking up at 11:30. How do you function as a human?
Especially on a weekday, waking up at 11, half the day's gone. For those who work
crazy.
9 to 5s and stuff, Come on, man. They're on their lunch break. Getting up at 11 is crazy work.
So, I want to know what time the chat. I'm sure chat's pretty normal out there.
John says, hey, Jason, some people are up late working. Okay, true.
You know what? Fair. John, that's so fair. That's so very fair. It's just a lot of these bettors. They love staying up late. I don't know. I'm a little bit of an early night guy.
Derek is asking, did Kirk sweep?
Kirk did sweep, yes. Yeah, he did sweep. Shout out to him for the 4+ assists as well. That was crazy.
Nice hit.
It was a huge hit there. I had a great listen.
I think Mobley finished with 4 or 5.
He had 4 exactly. Yeah. I always SGP whatever Kirk gives out, and finally it comes through. Listen, a lot of these profit boosts you get from FanDuel, you need 3 picks.
Yeah,
works perfectly. So shout out to our friend Kirk for bringing that one home for us.
Finally.
Before we bring on Isaac, he'll be on in just a second here. Just want to give you a quick shout out to our friends over at BetStamp Pro. If you're betting at a high level and you haven't tried BetStamp Pro, you are honestly flying a little blind. BetStamp Pro is offering a 14-day free trial right now that lets you compare odds across 200+ sportsbooks and prediction markets in real time, so you can actually see who the best price is before you place a bet. Every line on the screen is benchmarked against BetStamp's proprietary True Line, built using years of historical pricing data from some of the sharpest books in the market. So instead of guessing if you're getting value, you can quickly spot where your book is off and where to get the best number. Scan the QR code on screen or head to the link in the description to start your 14-day free trial for BetStamp Pro today. All right?
No sign of Isaac yet. Surprise, surprise. Guy's probably wiping the eye crusties out.
He's still waking up there, waiting. You know what he probably is doing? He's probably looking around the apartment for Winston. Winston the cat, one of the sharpest sports betting cats
in the game.
I
think the only sports betting cat in the game.
Hold your horses there.
Who?
Hold your horses there. Ian McMillan today on the show. His cat gave out a pick today. Tough sledding versus
Yes, I did see that.
Versus Winston the cat. Anyways, we're going to wait for Isaac here in just a second. I'm looking forward to the World Baseball Classic tomorrow because just like we drew it up, Canada wins first in their division. And who do they draw? Oh, they draw the U.S.
The U.S. of A.
Isn't that just perfect? Me and Corby have a bet going into this game. Excited that we actually get to make this bet because it depended on the U.S. and Canada playing head-to-head. But winner of the spread will have to place a futures for the other. I'm going to get my Blue Jays future or he's going to get an LA Dodgers to win the World Series future. One or the other. One of us is going to have to place a future for the other. A little free roll, $100. I'm curious what the spread is. I haven't even looked at it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked for what the spread is. Chat, who do you think? I'm curious to hear what the chat has to say, who they think is going to come out on top on that one for the World Baseball Classic. Spread's not posted yet, but the U.S., they opened at -800, moved to -880. Canada +580, not looking too hot for myself. Italy, though, has been getting steep. This Italy team is a crazy story. But anyways.
Where's the wine?
We'll get into that at a later date. We got one of the best sports betting cats in the industry, Winston the Cat, alongside Isaac Rose-Berman. Isaac, how's it going, my friend?
Can you hear me? Can you hear Winston?
I can hear Winston.
Okay.
The sharpest cat in the game. Isaac, how's it
Yeah,
going?
we're getting him out of here.
He seems like he wasn't having fun. Good.
Yeah, good to be here. I got my high school tennis jersey on for this, so we're locked in. We're ready to go.
All right, excited to get into things for today. It sounds like you're a bit underwater. Maybe those AirPods mics aren't the best. If you have another mic, maybe just make sure you're switched to that one.
How are we doing now? Let me check.
Still sound like you're underwater.
Still a little underwater, but you know what? We can probably make it work.
No, I'm switching. I got a fancy mic here. It should be logged in. I don't know why it's.
We'll give you.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
No, you're good. We'll give you some time here. On Tuesday. Excuse me about that. Sorry about that. This past Tuesday, good friend of the show, Drew Dinsick, on air, came out. Arthur Feast, plus 138, 150-ish, depending on where you shopped it at. Winner. Also, believe her name is Victoria Mboko. Canadian! Was it a plus 300 winner, I think?
Yeah.
No, that was a plus 180, plus 150-ish winner. Plus 150 winner. 16-1 in the pocket, though, Victoria Mboko. Been riding hot on these tennis plays.
All we do is give out winners on this show.
I don't know if we only do that.
Come on. With the odd loss.
But I mean, I'm not going to say that. But Isaac's also been running really red hot. Listen, last time he was on, he lost. He went 0-5. But I will say, if you like he said, if you watered down his plays, take the first set for every single one of those underdogs, you would have won. But no, in all seriousness, those were great plays because every single player he bet on was like plus 300 or every single tennis match he bet on plus 300 or greater. And they all won their first set, which was honestly insane and such a fun sweat. I don't know if you were watching those matches he had. I forget who he had against. I
was not watching tennis, no.
He had someone against Djokovic, and he was like a plus 700 underdog.
That's crazy.
And I can't even remember his name. Guy won the first match, and I was feeling electric. Unfortunately, could not come home there, but will be interesting to see. I'm curious to see as well. Lerner Tien, first time I ever heard of this guy, plus 1,000 against Yannick Sinner. Curious to see if Isaac wants to take him because we've been sort of waiting for this moment in this tournament, and I wonder if Isaac's going to tell me to pull the trigger on this or not. But a couple things. Number one, Tien seems like he's been in great form. He upset Ben Shelton in the round of 32, beat Davidovich Fokina, who I don't know who that is, but he's 18th ranked, higher than Lerner Tien. Also, massive heat warning in Indian Wells today. We know Sinner doesn't do well in the heat, so curious to hear what Isaac has to say about that. Isaac, we got you back on here.
How are we doing now? Is my audio better?
Go. Now it's perfect. That's great.
Incredible.
Great stuff there.
Some tech issues. If I got to be honest, I was out pretty late last night. Jason knows I was actually at a Rainbow Kitten surprise concert. Part 2. Ran it back. Needed more of them. So, but we're locked in. Got some fun bets for today. So looking forward to it.
Love it. I'm super excited for that. I know those concerts can get a little rowdy there. So hopefully you're feeling nice and recovered and fresh. I guess that's why you were up at 11:30 today, which I kind of threw you under the bus there at the start of the show. Anyways, hope you had a fun night. You heard me talking about this while you were in the background here. Lerner Tien versus Yannick Sinner, the first match I want to start with here. Like I mentioned, we've been waiting for this moment. Sinner playing during the day, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Heat warning. It's like going to be 33 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. It's going to be super hot. That's all I know. Are we taking Lerner Tien to upset Yannick Sinner at the plus 1,000 on FanDuel?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't love it. I don't love how Tien's game matches up, but I think on FanDuel you got that retirement equity.
Okay.
So I'm sprinkling the plus 1,000. It's been jumping around a little bit. At times it's been, I saw like plus 1,200, but now it's down to, I think, 990 I'm seeing, 980. But I like it. With the retirement equity, you got to hope for Sinner to kind of fall flat. I think there's a decent chance he just absolutely destroys him, but then you're hoping for some fitness issues.
Yeah, we saw Sinner last match in the round of 16 against Fonseca. Fonseca. Both matches went to tiebreak, or both sets went to tiebreak. Sinner ended up winning both of them, but looks a little bit fragile maybe in this.
I don't know. No, Fonseca played great that match. Okay. They both played really awesome. If Sinner plays at that level, I don't think Tien really stands a chance. But that was a night match, so this will be a day match. So it's a little bit different conditions. Yeah, you just got to hope that Sinner gets sick or something.
All right, that's the key here is if you're going to be betting it, make sure you're betting it on FanDuel, not just because they're a sponsor, but because they have the withdraw, which is why you'll usually go ahead.
Yeah, and I like either the over 2.5 sets or Tien to win a set. I think you can get total sets at like plus 310 on FanDuel, which I think is solid. Look, I was looking at Sinner to crush them, Sinner spread, Sinner alt spreads under games, but then they moved a lot to where now I think it might be a little bit of an edge on Tien. Not really on the games for me, but more on the sets.
All right, so we're going to look for the over 2.5 sets or both players to win a set or Tien to win a set, whatever you can find. You're looking for a plus 310, which is both players to win a set. Yes, on FanDuel, plus 310 for Tien versus Sinner. Next match we have is Arthur Fils versus Alexander Zverev. Feels a bit hot. We took him last round. With Drew. Plus 146 underdog right now today. Anything you like in this match here?
So I'm a generational Zverev hater. I despise Alexander Zverev for a variety of reasons. I'm not showing much value on this match. I make fair about plus 150, but that's what FanDuel's got. They got a good price. I liked what Drew was saying. He rode him last round, and he was right. So I'm happy to toss in, Fils money line at plus 150. I don't think it's the best bet, but he's been playing some great tennis, and anything to get in some anti-Zverev bets for me.
All right, some anti-Zverev stuff. Maybe a small little sprinkle on Fils money line at plus 150 over.
Toss it in the parlay, juice up those odds like crazy.
As you know, we like to do here. We're going to be round robining every single play. At least I will be. Obviously, bet responsibly, bet within your limits, but. Listen, if we're going to be hitting some plus 300s out there, we got to be round robining this stuff. Which, by the way, thank you for that great sweat the first time you came on the show last week. Big win there from Isaac. Appreciate it. Next match we have is Alcaraz versus Neuer. Alcaraz minus 3,500. Nori. Close.
This is also a brutal one. I mean, we got 2 quarterfinals where the guys are priced like they're playing against me. Yeah, this is a tricky one. FanDuel, I think, is basically best in market with the plus 1,400. Even it's hard for me to even look like that one. Alcaraz is just playing out of his mind. Nori has caused him some trouble in the past, even though, his play style, you might not think it. So I'm sort of leaning. I was looking at the pricing here, the same bet, kind of the over 2.5 sets, Nori to win a set. Both players to win a set. FanDuel's looking pretty good there at plus 370 for both players to win a set. And, once again, I was looking early on at the Alcaraz to just destroy him. But the odds moved kind of in the opposite direction, so where I think there might be a little bit of value on Nori to steal a set.
So Nori to win a set, over 2.5 sets, anything you can find. We're looking for that plus 370 range is what is available.
And for what it's worth, Jason, that we're putting a tiny little sprinkle on the Nori Tien parlay. What's that going to come in at? Like plus 50,000 or something? I mean, you just got it for the bid. I'll have to rip that right after the show. I didn't get that one in yet.
I'll pull it up right now and see what we can get that at. But I'll actually reference that right after we talk about Medvedev and Draper. Medvedev right now minus 192 on the money line. 2 bets you like in this one. Talk us through it.
Yeah, this was a tricky one. So Draper played an absolute epic last night against Djokovic. I was on Djokovic for pretty big, so I was a little bit sad that he pulled through there. Initially, I was waiting for the odds to get posted. He played this epic. He's had some fitness issues in the past. that maybe, he was going to fall flat and the move would be to take Medvedev played an incredible match yesterday. Really, really great. The price is a little bit high for Medvedev. FanDuel's best in market on Draper. But after, putting the thinking cap on, I came up with a little bit of a big bomb banger. We got lucky when we did this one last time, but I'm liking Draper to win the first set and then Medvedev to cover the game spread. I think, Draper might start out hot, but then that fitness will creep in and Medvedev will come back and steal it. So I'm liking that. I think we can pull up the odds for that one. I think you can get that at maybe like plus 850, plus 900-ish. Do you have it up?
Plus 900 is what we're probably going to get here, which is what you sent to me, plus 872. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Right there.
Plus 872. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Draper to win the first set and Medvedev to cover the 2.5 game spread. I like that. I think there's a decent chance Jack comes out still playing hot, and then over the course of the match, he just fizzles.
All right. So that's Draper. Draper set one winner paired with Medvedev minus 2.5 in the game handicap. That wraps up the men's quarterfinals. But I teased at the beginning of the show, you have a women's quarterfinals bet for us. Talk us through it.
I know you guys are you love the Canadians. I'm tailing Drew from yesterday. He was on Mboko. She pulled through. It would be classic if both the players that Drew tailed yesterday won, and then when I get on them, they start losing. But, we'll take Mboko money line. I think that match goes off at 2 p.m., so in about an hour and a half. But, yeah, FanDuel's great there, plus 300 on the money line. And obviously Sabalenka is the best player in the world right now, but Mboko's playing some great tennis. And, if you're looking for a sweat on a Canadian, it's not going to get much better than this.
Yeah, I might do the Canadian parlay of Mboko and Canada to beat U.S. in the World Baseball Classic.
No. Oh, is that today? Is that game today?
That game is tomorrow.
Friday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I know you've been dabbling a bit in World Baseball Classic. I guess you didn't bring anything here for us this week, but
yeah, nothing too exciting. Pretty crazy upset. The U.S. getting. Did you see the quote from the U.S. manager who didn't even know the rules?
Yes, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, we already punched our ticket, so we're not going to take this game lightly. Ended up getting smoked. Was it 8-6?
8-6.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling it up now. It looks like FanDuel's got the best price or one of the best prices in market on Canada as well. So yeah, maybe that Canada Mboko parlay does look pretty spicy.
All right, Canada Mboko parlay. Plus 590 on Canada. This it's literally steaming as we've been like talking throughout the show. It was minus 800 US, plus 500 Canada. Now it keeps moving out more and more. Makes me a little bit worried, but that's all right. Quickly, for those who missed it, Victoria Mboko. Match starts at 2 p.m. Plus 300. Yeah, is what you want to get on FanDuel there. And if you're like me, you have the 16-1 in pocket for her to win the tournament. So shout out to Drew for that one. Shout out to Drew for that one. Before we let you get out here, Isaac, quickly wanted to ask you, you feel like Alcaraz and Sinner are both going to dominate their matches. They're probably going to win, even though we're going to take the Nori TN parlay that would pay out 161 to 1.
I'm excited for that
one. We're going to take that. But assuming Alcaraz and Sinner win, I want to know what you price Zverev, and Fields versus Sinner in their potential matchup.
Yeah, so it does depend on, what time of day it is. Ignoring that, I think versus Feast, he's probably going to be about -8. Let's say Novig probably about -700, something like that, versus Zverev maybe in the like -450 range. It's tricky though, it's so much. If he shows any, health problems, if it's night or day, how big these guys are serving. I think for both of those guys that it's tricky because the day is better for them because Sinner might have some health problems, but at night, maybe he can just start bombing them. I don't know. It's tricky, but I think you're going to see about -450 Novig for the Zverev and -700-ish for the Feast. And then on the other side, you got Alcaraz versus Medvedev. That's a matchup he's dominated in the past. I guess you're looking at -400, -450-ish there. Medvedev's really yesterday Medvedev played the best match I've seen him play in years. So that current form could play into it. And then versus Draper, I think you're looking at a similar range, in the 450 to 500 range. But yeah, the market loves Alcaraz and Sinner for obvious reasons. Every match is steaming in their way. Opens at like plus 900, closes at like plus 1400. So yeah, it's these guys are just so much better than everybody else. It's really tricky.
Yeah, they're so dominant. Okay, that leads me to my next question. They're going to be likely minus 400 favorites, very likely to win their semifinal set. So we might see them again face off in the finals. What would you price Alcaraz and Sinner today?
It's tricky. I guess you're probably looking at something like Alcaraz minus 150, Sinner plus 125, something like that. Maybe. I think just current form, Alcaraz has been just absolutely incredible, but these two always put on an epic whenever they play each other. So it's hard for me to imagine, any time in the next few years, barring injury, you're going to be able to get one of these guys versus the other on any surface at any tournament at better than plus 150. So, this is going to be sort of at the upper end of that, conditions favorable to Carlos. He's been playing really great. You're looking at maybe Carlos, no vig, Carlos, let's say minus 135-ish.
All right, Carlos minus 135, no vig range. So if that pops,
and if I'm way off on that, please everybody criticize me for not knowing ball, because I should be able to tell you the rough price on these guys in the final based on their market ratings. Now get Drew back on to tell us his pairs, because he's better than me.
All right, fair enough. We'll have to get you guys go to like a head-to-head like capping competition. Maybe that's the answer here. Speaking of capping competition, I don't know how this is a horrible segue. This makes no sense. But you had a video come out on on Circles Off. I believe a couple days ago.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Was it? Dropped yesterday. I watched you guys record it. It was a fun one there. Why don't you talk us through a little bit, give a little teaser for the people.
Yeah, so it was for a new segment on the channel about it's called Legendary Edges. I don't know if that edge was super legendary, but it was basically just going sort of a deep dive into an edge that I had in the past from Indian Wells a couple years ago, where they changed up the balls and it sort of changed the play style and some betting opportunities that came from that. All stemming just from a tweet that I saw from a player about how things were different. He was complaining and kind of walking through that whole process. Hopefully, some inside baseball there on how you can take advantage of new information to potentially find an edge in the betting market. So hopefully people enjoy that.
That's huge. I'm curious if you have other big edges. Curious if the chat has other big edges that are no longer available that they like to mention there. I remember there was one time you could parlay a total in a sport. I forget what sport. I forget if it was football, college football, but it was like you could take the over of 49 and 49.5, and then the under of 50. Sorry, the over of 49 and 48.5, and then the under of 49.5 and 49, and you'd have a middle there, and you get both sides of plus 220. So it'd be a pretty good.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, for tennis, you used to sometimes be able to parlay the total and the game spread with basically no extra juice. And the reason that's a massive edge is that, let's say in the Alcaraz-Norrie match, right? Alcaraz is a huge favorite. So if he covers the game spread, he's likely going to destroy Norrie, and it's going to be a very short match. So the spread and the totals are very, very correlated. And in the past, some places would allow you to parlay those with no extra juice. Now at most places, that's pretty dead. But yeah, always play around with the same game parlay engine, see if you find anything that looks iffy, and exploit changes in the sport, changes in the rules, anything to try to get one over on the books, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. Real Ryan G Hall asking if we bet in Mboko. Yes, we did. Plus 300.
We did bet in Mboko.
I appreciate you, Isaac. Any final words before you head out here?
I'm sitting on some non-US futures for the World Baseball Classic. So let's go Canada tomorrow night.
Let's go Canada. I love it. Also, if you are a single female, which is demographic is 0 female, living in the New York area, please hit up Isaac. You can find him on Twitter, Round Robin 42. Please do that. 6'3", 220, absolute dog. Isaac,
220. I don't know about that one. Yeah.
Isaac, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Adios.
Awesome stuff there from Isaac and Winston, as always. Appreciate you guys for dropping those questions in the chat. Don't be afraid to ever ask questions. Clarify things. It's all good. Everything's allowed.
Real Ryan also dropped in the chat. My brother used to coach in Boca. That's pretty cool.
Real Ryan, Canadian.
Yeah.
Shout out Real Ryan G. Hall.
She's
Canadian.
so good. Possible number one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Here we go.
Maybe. Streets are saying Isaac goes to Phoebe's to pick. I don't know what Phoebe's is. This is like an inside. Listen,
I don't know what Phoebe's is.
We have the inside baseball Toronto stuff. The chat has, I guess, their inside baseball New York stuff because I assume we have a lot of chatters in New York. Shout out to our 0% female viewership, though. I'm sure someone's gonna hit it up Isaac. That's for sure. Anyways, before we bring on Alex, before we get into our next guest, no So Money today. So sick on the IR. Gotta give a quick shout out to our friends and sponsors over at FanDuel. FanDuel's putting you in control right from tip-off. That's right. You get to choose your reward. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold? That's your move. Whatever your style, you are in control. You decide what kind of bettor you are, the shot caller, the strategist, the steady hand at the line. No matter how you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your rewards and own your game this NBA season. Head over to FanDuel.com/4Progress to make your choice. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliates, Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/China, Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
5 out of 5. Disclaimer ad read. Here we go.
There we go. We cooked it.
As the week goes on, you get better.
I know. Well, it's just they can't change it up on me. Well, I'm just peeking at tomorrow's ad read. They changed it up on me.
Yes.
So I promise you guys I will read it before the show. Before we bring on Alex, though, quickly, shout out to Jeff. I almost just knocked my coffee over. The Chargers signed a guy, Keaton Mitchell. If you're in fantasy, that guy's going to be a stud. Put that guy in Mike McDaniel's hands. It's going to be a great little late round fantasy ad. Hopefully people don't steal that people who are in my leagues. Hopefully they don't steal them from me. But yeah, excited for that. If you want to look into some more free agent signings, be sure to check out Forward Progress. We did a live video yesterday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. When I mean live, I mean a live video. Questions were answered. Rob, Austin, George did a great job breaking down all the free agent signings so far. Make sure you go check that out. Head over to the Forward Progress HQ YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring that notification bell as well when you subscribe, because in the offseason, it's hard to know when we're going to release videos. So ring that notification bell. Also, if you're here, ring the notification bell on for us as well. Tells YouTube you like us a little bit more. So if you already subscribed, if you already liked, if you already commented, ring that notification bell. All right. Let's bring on our next guest here, Alex Moretto, the pro Montreal Canadiens fan. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what he's anti. Anyways, Alex, how's it going? In honor of So Money, he comes on, joins the show, muted. Look at that. In honor of So Money. You're chat.
It's on your end.
Chat, back me up here. There we go.
All right. I actually was. That's fair. I wasn't muted. I had, for some reason, I didn't do anything differently, but I had no, it said no source under my audio. I had to select my microphone.
Sounds like a different mic this time, too. 2 for 2 on the audio areas for the show.
Guy's
it's okay.
on his laptop mic.
That's all right. It happens. It happens. We don't listen for your voice. We listen for your picks, right? So.
No, this is definitely the right mic. This is 100% the right mic.
Does it sound? Am I crazy?
I have the right mic selected.
Chat.
He sounds like.
Chat, back me up.
It's
Microphone,
good.
HyperX Duocast. This is my mic.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe you're always on the wrong mic then. Maybe that's what it is. Anyways, let's get into things for today. Before we do that, I'm telling you, listen back to Tuesday and then listen back to today. You're gonna be like, why does it sound different?
I'll get right on that.
Last Tuesday was a little tough for you.
Yeah, it was a miserable night.
Yeah, tough.
It was miserable. Yeah, the Blues. Look, it was an 0-3. Sorry, I got the sound on my phone here. I'm waiting for Twitter notifications for spring. I didn't expect to get a call on this. Yeah, 0-3. I'll wear it. Not only was that 0-3, I think it was also like 0-5 on Saturday in the Discord or something like that.
Yeah.
So just a couple brutal days there. Blues up 3-0, then score a fourth goal, gets reviewed, overturned, and I knew, right? I'm like, oh, this is
a loss.
like the luck box Isles. This is what happens. Isles tie it up, win in overtime. We had the Kings, also another dog into overtime, losing overtime. Like, what are you going to do? And then the under in the Wings game, they were up 3-2 late. Looked like at worst a push with an empty netter. Florida ties it with like a minute 20 left and then wins it in regulation too. Yeah, so that was amazing. Just an amazing just like you can't run worse than you did right there. So that was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Just sometimes you run hot, sometimes you run cold. We've been running hot earlier in the year, so like Kirk said on the show, I feel like he jinxed the entire network by doing that. He's like, I'm running so hot, we're bound to get some regression. Regression hammer comes and hits you in the face. Regression hammer. Wow, look at that.
It's honestly like full transparency. It has not been a great it's not been terrible, but I definitely have lost money since the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, have not up overall since the Olympics on the NHL. So I think it'll turn around. Again, I'm still confident in the plays. It sounds like my volume still, is my thing still bad here? I'm getting
it's just like your mic just sounds different. I don't know.
Let me change to my AirPods. Let's see if maybe it is my AirPods usually.
Let's see.
I can't. Won't even let me. Oh, there we go.
No, now you're just
sound now.
Oh, it sounds way better.
What about now?
Oh my God, you're good. Whatever we do, we don't want to do audio testing on air. We're here for picks. Even though the Edgework chat is probably used to this. Give us a 1, 2, 3 quickly.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know what's happening. Anyways, let's get into the picks for today.
Hey, well, hold on. Am I under audio source or is it audio output destination? What's the one that I should be changing my mic for?
I would have to see your screen to know. And
it sounds fine. Just keep the bus moving.
It sounds fine. Chat's already in peak form. Again, reminder: if you have questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. We're gonna go through every single game today. It's just me. It's just you. Let's go through. What is it? 13 games today. I think it's 13.
Yeah, I think so.
13 games. All right, let's get into things. Starting with
all right.
Starting with Anaheim and Toronto. Cannot wait for this. Also, I will be giving out 3 plays, and I'm going to be giving out 3 plays till the end of the year because that guy keeps saying stop giving out picks. You're supposed to host, not give out picks. Fuck that guy. I won last week. Or I won last Tuesday.
Did you? Well, how did you do on Tuesday?
I had Jackson Blake plus 220. The other 2 lost, but if my math is correct, that's up 0.1 units.
Fair.
So hey,
you probably should have. I think if the Leafs didn't completely lay an egg in the first period against the Habs, like the Habs were so dominant in that first period that like you can see they flat out just checked out of that game. Mm-hmm. They're like, this is a joke. Like, we play tomorrow night in Ottawa. We're not going to exert any extra effort here than we need. And they just like stopped. They took their foot completely off the gas and stopped playing, and it didn't matter.
That's what I'm worried about That's what I'm worried about for future Leafs games if I'm looking to fade them down the stretch here. But we can get into that for this game here.
Absolutely killed my over 2. Just crushed it.
We suck. That's it. Ducks, Leafs. Ducks are hot. Leafs absolutely stink. I don't know what else there is to say. Ducks. I know you said Montreal checked out. Doesn't seem like the Ducks will be doing that in this game because they are fighting for first in their division. It's something pretty important to them there. And, of course, the Leafs are looking to lose as many games as possible so they can fall into that number 4 slot in the standings. Right now on FanDuel, Ducks, Leafs are a pick'em. Such a head-scratcher to me, but all right. Totals at 6.5, juice towards the over minus 124. Anything you like in this game?
Yeah, no, I didn't bet anything in this game. I don't know. Like, your instinct is just to fade the Leafs at basically any number, but like, I think it's still important to be like price dependent. And the Ducks are not playing great hockey right now. Mm-hmm. They had a really good game against Winnipeg the other night, but like overall, their underlying numbers aren't fantastic. They're still dealing with injuries. Like Troy Terry and Carlson, and these guys are like questionable day to day, whatever. So I don't know. Do the Leafs like at any point here show some fight? And I don't see any reason why they would or any evidence that they will. So like, you obviously want to just jump on the Ducks here basically at any price. But I can't do it with the Ducks as a pick 'em on the road. Leafs still have good goaltending, and they got some younger guys in the lineup who are going to be a little bit hungrier. They also might still suck. Like Pizzetta's playing tonight. He's not young. He's also just terrible. So I don't know. It is a mess. Everything inside of me is saying bet the Ducks and just fade the Leafs here, but the price just isn't there for me to do it. And the way things have been going since the Olympics, I'm not just going to start forcing stuff and stop being price sensitive all of a sudden.
What price would you need on the Ducks on the money line for you to take them here? You need plus money. You need plus 105, 110.
Yeah, plus 105. I think I would be in. Not quite just plus money. I think around plus 105 would be good.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we'll get that because I don't know who in their right mind would be funneling in on the Leafs come to close. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Ducks minus 1.5, which I believe was plus 205. Let me just double check that price there because I think it might have moved. But yeah, Ducks, plus 2. Oh, let me try and find this. Anyways, it's plus 205, plus 188. Did move a bit. Anyways, we're still going to click that because we've seen the Leafs. It doesn't matter that they're tanking for these games. They've pulled their goalie both games. They've been down 1 or 2 goals. They're willing to do that. So again, this team has no fight. If they have no fight in the 7-game series, I don't know why they would have any fight when they're tanking, heading towards the bottom of the standings. Again, it's my favorite team. I try and watch every single game that I can. I don't see them winning. And if they're going to be losing heading into the third period, they're probably going to be pulling their goalie. Anaheim Ducks have a live. If they're going to win the game, they're live at the minus 1.5 plus 188. So I'm going to take that.
I will mention Husso's been playing well, but he's obviously a downgrade from Dostal, and they have been a little bit, steady with rotating over the last 2 weeks. So it's possible that Husso goes tonight. They have a back-to-back this weekend, so I don't think so. But it's not out of the question, and that would not get me on the Leafs at all. But that would make me
consider
need an even bigger number to bet the Ducks.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next game here. We have Flames against the Devils. Kind of talked about this with you guys last week. How do we handle these teams that are pretty much down and out and losing? They have no chance of making, or no realistic chance of making the playoffs here. Devils right now minus 192 on the money line. Calgary 5.5 juice toward. The total is 5.5 juice towards the over minus 122. Anything you like in this game?
Quickly, a little bonus bet here.
Okay.
Lineup just drop. Gonna bet the Chicago Cubs in spring training. Just click the 117 somewhere, and I'm gonna bet this elsewhere too. So you can give me 3 seconds here.
Yeah. So we're gonna look for the Chicago Cubs spring training plus 170.
Cubs, yeah,
plus 117.
Yeah, minus 117.
Minus 117. Sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah. That's okay. We're good.
Go, Chat. Go.
Chicago Cubs. Okay. So next game on the board, we said the Flames and the Devils, right? Yeah. So a really, really big number here for the Devils. I think a little bit justified because they have been playing decent hockey. And Calgary, bless their hearts, man. But after these trades, they're still trying. They're trying their little hearts out, but this is a really bad hockey team all of a sudden. They had just enough scrappiness and talent to be attractive to back as a dog before the deadline. But now you take away Uyghur, you take away Kadri, and it gets pretty grim here. They're still giving up a ton, which gets me a little interested in these Calgary overs. But again, it's all about price, and the Devils are not a team I really care to bet overs with. And I can't get to anything in this game. Nothing for me here.
All right. Nothing for you in this one. Let's move on to the next game we have then. Blues and the Hurricanes. Hurricanes right now minus 285 on the money line. Totals at 6 minus 112 on FanDuel. You got a bet for us in this one?
No, I despise the Blues here. They just really killed me the other day. I would think that they go back to Binnington now after Hofer went the other day for the couple starts, but I don't know. Maybe they just decide to kind of ride Hofer for a while down the stretch here and see just give him an extended run and see what they can get out of him. So I'd be interested to see if he goes. Not that it's necessarily going to change a ton for me in this game. I think it's a big price, but I think Carolina's pretty worthy of it. They're back to playing some pretty dominant hockey. But if it is Binnington, then I'd have some interest in an over, especially where this is run at a couple spots, like getting close to plus money 6 in some areas of like so minus 105. I think if it's Binnington, I would probably bet some over here because Carolina's playing some pretty high event games. They're generating a ton, and I think St. Louis won't be able to provide too much resistance. And then with Binnington in net, that is a problem.
All right, with Binnington in net, problem here for them. Let's get on to the next game here. Detroit and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay minus 210 on the money line. Totals at 6 minus 115. Juice towards the over. I see the questions in the chat. Keep them coming. We'll get around to them when when their respective games are talking. Or we're going to talk about those respective games. Let's talk about this one here though. Again, Detroit, Tampa. Anything you like in this one?
Yes, I bet the over in this game. Over 6 minus 110 is good. Just think it should be higher. I know the Wings not necessarily an over team for being a pretty good defensive team, but like this Tampa offense is still really good, and I know they haven't had some like the best game at least in their last time out against Columbus, but still really like what they bring to the table offensively. And with Detroit kind of ravaged down the middle, I think that low key hurts their defensive side of things too. Like they're really struggling with Kopp and Larkin out, and it's going to be tough for them to match up against Tampa now. I think Tampa will be able to generate what they want, and they've been pretty leaky defensively. They're not necessarily getting the goaltending. I think there's definitely some potential for goals in this one. I think they should be higher. There's a 6 minus 120 out there, which I think is a little bit more fair, if not like 6.5 juiced under. So these 6 minus 110s are all good, and that's pretty much the number I bet. So,
all right, 6.5 the 6 minus 1 6 minus 110 is good. And yeah, 6.5s aren't there. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Before that, Charles in the chat is just mentioning that the Red Wings RW fan in the chat is mentioning that the Red Wings are officially dead. So, sucks. Sorry,
I don't think they're dead.
It's so over. It's not dead. It's so over.
Yeah. The Habs did them a favor last night, beating
Ottawa.
The Sens. I think they have to worry about realistically. They have to worry about Ottawa only.
Okay.
Because I don't think all 3 of Columbus, Pittsburgh, and the Isles make the playoffs. I think if Columbus makes the playoffs, it's going to be as that one of those 2-3 spots in the Metro. So I do think 5 Atlantic teams still make it. So like, as long as they can finish ahead of Ottawa, then I think they'll be okay. And they do have a bit of a cushion still. Like they play Ottawa again, they play Boston again. So there's some huge games coming up. Like obviously some concerning times, but I think they'll be okay. I think they'll still make it. They're not going to win a round if that's what he's referring to in terms of like being over, but like they were never going to win a round, I don't think anyway. So it's all right.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. We got Washington and Buffalo. Buffalo continues to ride hot somehow, some way. Have they figured out the visa issues yet for
Stanley played the other night.
Okay.
Stanley played and fought the other night, yeah.
All right. Well,
and they won again because that's all they do, and they're not going to lose here. Like they're not losing to the Caps on a back-to-back. With Lindgren and net. It's just not happening. I'm not betting the Sabres either because this number is crazy. But
minus 205 on the Sabres is nuts.
Yeah, I really wanted to bet an over in this one, but the price just wasn't there. Like Washington's still generating a decent amount. They deserve to be scoring more than they are. But again, this is just kind of a big number. And on a back-to-back, I'm still a little bit concerned. I feel like they screwed up the vibes big time. Like it seems like by trading Dowd, trading Carlson, like we're still on the cusp of a playoff spot. I don't know if like they're just packing it in now or what. So something I'm going to be watching a little bit here as we go forward because, things have gone south in a hurry in Washington.
A little weird, but an admission of like, hey, we don't think we're going to win this year, so we might as well like re-up, which is like kind of how they got to this place to begin with, or how they got in a position to compete to begin with by like understanding where their organization is at, which is I think a big thing that certain teams need to figure out. Anyways, we're passing on this one. Buffalo minus 205. Crazy price. Imagine if I told you that come March at the beginning of the season, Buffalo would be laying minus 200 against honestly anyone. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, Washington nonetheless. All right. Next game we got is Columbus taking on the Florida Panthers. Columbus right now -1 again. Imagine I told you back in October that Columbus would be -114 in March against favorite in March on the road against Florida. Crazy stuff here. Totals at 6.5 juice towards the under. Like you said, we saw Florida win on Tuesday. Broke your heart. Lost your bet. But yeah, do you think they can come out and win again? They mentioned that, or I think it was Friedman that mentioned that they might be trying to tank. Doesn't seem like it. Talk us through this game.
I think it does seem like it because Reinhardt's back now, but now Verhaeghe and Lundell are mysteriously injured and cannot play. So like they're definitely doing some shady shit. They did not deserve to win that game against the Wings. They were generally pretty bad. It was a low event game. They struggled to generate and didn't matter in the end because they found a way to pull through late. Good for them. I don't have much of an appetite to back the Panthers, but the price that we were at a little bit earlier had me very interested in them. And then thankfully, Lundell was ruled out, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get there at this point. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people similar to the Ducks just lining up to bet Columbus. I can't fault people for it. Like, they played really well against Tampa the other night. They haven't really been that good before that. Like, they're winning games they don't necessarily deserve to win. They're not like, their underlying numbers are not like super attractive, but they're finding ways to win games. Florida is somewhat drawing dead here. But again, it's Elvis in net. And I'm not laying this price. Like, you're paying an absolute premium. You're like, yeah, sure, Florida's drawing dead and they're resting guys and maybe they are tanking, but like you are very much paying for that. It is certainly baked into this number right now. So even with like Lundell and those guys out, I'm closer to Florida, but with those guys out, I would need like anything better than +110, and I'd probably sprinkle some Panthers.
Yeah. Again, in the chat, it was RW fan asking Florida just a point total. They moved it up to 88.5 -136. Is this not a banger to the end? We talked about the 87.5 last show. It was around -110. They won since then, but again, I think he's onto something here with this being a good bet. Do you still have you like looked into it at all since? Probably not, but like off the top of your head, do you agree this is still a good bet?
Yeah, I do. I do think it's a good bet. I looked into not necessarily the Florida and their point total specifically, but what I did try and do was look into like past case studies where we have similar examples of teams who were maybe supposed to be good, even if they weren't supposed to be good, just teams in general who like had traded their first round picks and had some sort of conditions on it where like they could potentially do something down the stretch to keep their pick. And if there was like actual evidence of tanking or their play dipping or whatever. And this is such a, like, for the Leafs too, two situations that we really haven't seen much before. Like, obviously Toronto trying to finish in the bottom 5, Tampa, Florida trying to finish in the bottom 10, teams that were supposed to be really good that have no chance with like a month left of making the playoffs. And I look back. So like the Penguins had a top 10 protected pick traded in 2024, but they were in a playoff race, so like that is kind of thrown out the window. They just missed out in the playoffs like the last 2 games of the season. Obviously you're not going to find anything in that. They're not trying to tank for a top 10 pick. Ottawa traded their first for Chychrun in 2023. It was top 5 protected, but like again, they were in a playoff race. They're not good. They weren't trying to tank to finish in the bottom 5. Islanders top 12 protected in 2023. They made the playoffs, so obviously that doesn't count. Vegas top 10 protected in 2022. They missed the playoffs in the last week of the season. So again, they were in a playoff race, not trying to finish in the bottom 10, not trying to keep their pick. The one that like actually fit was St. Louis in 2011. They traded their pick to Colorado, top 10 protected first. They were 8th last, I think, in the NHL on, let's pull it up here. 8th last in the NHL on March 23rd, 5 points clear of the 11th overall pick. So they were pretty comfortably in the bottom 10 with 10 games to go or 9 games to go. You figure like, okay, obvious tank spot. They finished the season 6-1-2, 14 out of possible 18 points, and they finished with the 11th pick, and they did not get to keep their pick. So again, that's just, it's one example. That means nothing in regards to Toronto and Florida this year, like nothing at all. But just interesting how like the one case we have of this where you'd think a team would like obviously just try and tank down the stretch to keep their pick. They didn't, and they quite actually did the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm not just gonna like blindly fade these teams and throw price out the window. Like you can downgrade them as much as you can, but like you still have to keep in mind that like the numbers are reflecting the fact that these teams are poo-poo right now.
Yeah, no, that's a great point there. And quick math, 11-7 is what you need the Florida Panthers to do to clear that 88.5 point total. So 11.
They have to finish 11-7 down the stretch.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not finishing 11-7.
Yeah.
That's a banger,
right?
Yeah,
so
that's a very good. They're dogs at home to Columbus.
Of course, right? Like they're going to be.
Of course, they're not finished.
They won't be favored in every single game. Also, again, like that, overtime is a factor as well. I'm not including overtime points in there, but 80.5 does seem pretty good.
Sure. So like 9, 7, and 2. Like still, they're not. Either way, they have to finish above 500. I'm just looking at their schedule now.
That's the problem. I was looking at their schedule too. They have some easy
wait.
games because they have Kraken,
I wouldn't wait
Canucks.
to bet that because coming up is Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Seattle. So like, that's a pretty
easy
bad
stretch
where you can see them racking up some points. But then after that, it gets tough to close out the year where they're basically mostly playing
Islanders, Bruins twice.
Teams.
Yeah,
they also play the Rangers twice. Man,
it's tough.
The Leafs again. They actually have a pretty bad schedule. They a lot of bad teams.
I'm willing to bet nobody's going to be playing in that Leafs Panthers game. I have a feeling that everyone's going to be sick. Anyways, before we get into the next game, I happen to have a play in this game. I know, speaking of someone who is sick, So Money is sick, and I'm sure he's sick of seeing Connor Garland score like 70 bajillion goals for Columbus when he has 2 on the year for Vancouver. But the Connor Garland goal price has gone a little crazy now. It's like plus 250, 270 at some shops. Right when he joined Columbus, it was like in the high plus 300s range, 350, 370. We can get Connor Garland no goal at minus 400. It ticked to minus 380. I'm going to pair that with Sean Monahan minus 450 in like a little SGP here. So Sean Monahan, no goal. Connor Garland, no goal at minus 180-ish. We got 180 to 187, depending on what time of day it is and where these numbers are, because they're moving kind of rapidly. I want to take that because, again, I don't think Connor Garland, I don't think Ken Johnson is all of a sudden, he's a great playmaker, but I don't think he's all of a sudden this prolific playmaker that's going to be elevating those two guys on the line, again, against a tougher Florida team that we don't know if they're tanking or not. But I like the no goals for both those guys who've just kind of run hot these past 3 or 4 games. Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. There we go. All right. So Money is in his bed giving me a thumbs up here. He's like, I hate Connor Garland. Yeah. That one's for you, So Money. Anyway, San Jose Sharks. Next game we got is Sharks versus the Bruins. Sharks right now minus 156 on the money line. Totals at 6.5, minus 118 towards the over. Macklin Celebrini looks fantastic, as he always does. Talk to me through this game. Do you think that the San Jose Sharks can topple the Boston Bruins?
I think they definitely can.
Will they?
I think the price is okay. Still not a good team. Like I want to bet San Jose is a really interesting team because they're overall the roster is not good, and as a team their numbers are never going to be great. But they have just such a dynamic player in Celebrini, and obviously Smith and Visa are pretty talented too. But the team numbers are going to suck because generally when those guys aren't out there, when Celebrini's not out there, they're probably going to be getting caved. But he's just able to go out there and be a game breaker when he's on the ice, and that really elevates their floor at least. The Bruins, I'm really tired of betting against them. I think if you didn't bet the Sharks yet, which I didn't, so I'm not saying I got some good number. I didn't bet the Sharks yet. I thought it was generally pretty fair where it opened. If you haven't done it yet, don't go chasing the number because they've taken some money now, and I think it's definitely not at a spot where I'd be comfortable betting San Jose. So nothing for me here. We're at a point where we are getting a plus money on the under 6.5. I still don't think these Sharks games are, necessarily as high event as the prices make them out to be. Mind you, their last 2 games were. So, some of those are earlier games like the Montreal game and stuff like that flew over. Those are not high event games. Those are pretty high scoring, but low event games. The last 2 were just off the rails again. So there's not a lot of consistency there. plus money 6.5. I'd be interested here in an under, but it's not widely available right now, so I think we'll just pass for the time being.
We'll pass for that one, but the chat does have a play for us here. Charles Saul banging the pasta anytime goal scorer drum because he just had a kid. New kid bump, dad strength, couple goals maybe. We'll see. Did that work for you in men's league, by the way?
I don't remember. I think my beer intake definitely went up. I just was so happy to be out of the house for the first few weeks.
All right. Let's flip over. Oh, sorry. Pasta anytime goal is plus 120 at FanDuel, best price in market. So if you want to go bet that, you know where to find it. FanDuel, best price in market. Go bet that if you're looking to bet pasta anytime goal and take advantage of the new dad bump. Let's head over to the 8 p.m. slate here. We got the Oilers taking on the Dallas Stars, two of the strongest teams in the Western Conference. I mean, strongest in terms of reputation for the Edmonton Oilers here. Dallas Stars still great as always. Total right now is at 6.5 juice toward the over minus 128. Dallas at home minus 128 on the money line. Talk us through this game.
Yeah, Oilers starting to play some of their best hockey again, and
it's March.
I mean, the timing could be much better. Small sample size, so we'll see if this lasts. But they look a little bit more like the Oilers. Some of those new additions, maybe not necessarily scoring or anything, but helping their cause a little. But Dallas is just a wagon right now too, and they're playing unreal hockey. They have if you go back to the basically end of January, they have just dominated everyone that they have played against, and they've had a somewhat easy schedule, but even against the likes of Colorado and Vegas, they've been really, really good. So I'm not stepping in front of the Stars right now, even with how Edmonton is playing. If this did get up into the high teens on Edmonton, because I see a 113 that popped. If you get up to the high teens, I'd probably get involved, but I'm not really trying to bet them right now because I think Dallas is just a well-oiled machine, and they're feeling it right now.
All right, let's flip over to this game here quickly. Philadelphia against Minnesota Wild, because I'm seeing some money come in on FanDuel on the Philadelphia side. It was around plus 202 earlier in the day. Now come down to plus 176. Totals at 6. Juice towards the under minus 118. Any reason as to why you think this number has sort of come down on Philadelphia here?
I think just a bit of a big number, not necessarily any injuries or anything like that. Don't think it has anything to do with Wallstedt starting. So I think just a bit of an appetite for the Flames, for the Flyers at, a big dog price. They've been playing pretty good. They're not necessarily generating much, but they are playing some pretty good hockey. Obviously a bit of a tough spot in a back-to-back, but they saved Vladar for this one. They had Urson going last night. I did not bet the Flyers or the side in this game, but I did bet the under. Minus 110 is good. There's plus money out there. There's honestly minus 115 isn't the word. I wouldn't even hate it at minus 115, but there's minus 110 and there is plus money on that 6. There's minus 108. So yeah, I like the under here. Minnesota has some skewed defensive numbers because they play some games against some very good offensive teams, and that's when things can get a little hairy for them. But they've always had very good goaltending, and when they do play some of these teams like Philly, they can shut it down pretty well. And Philly just really not generating much defensively. They've still been pretty good. So Vladar here, I like this under.
Yeah. All right. RW fan, one step ahead of you, posting an alarm in the chat. Why did the Flyers just get smashed in market? Well, now you know. No real reason, it seems like. But there's some plus 200s out there, plus 205 if you do like the Flyers. So you might want to go scoop that up because it seems like they're getting bet everywhere now. I wonder if So Money's not actually sick and this is just him hitting the Flyers. Do you think this is on brand for So Money to hit the Flyers?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
He's a big wild guy.
He's a big wild guy. Wild card. Anyways, let's flip over and talk. That made no sense. That's what Edgeric's for, though. Let's flip over and talk Rangers and Jets. Two terrible teams. Where's Albert? Guys, how many shows did he come on this year? 3?
Has it been 3?
I don't know. I think it's only 2. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he did the future show. And I think he did a future show one Tuesday or Thursday, and then
did he do the future show?
No, because when we brought Edgework Overtime back, he jumped on that one time.
The first time, yeah.
And then he came on like 2 weeks ago. So it's been twice.
Too busy. Future, so I don't remember.
Too busy shoveling.
How's it going to turn to you go?
He doesn't shovel ice anymore. He said the Rangers suck.
He doesn't shovel ice anymore.
No.
What is he doing? Anyways, let's get into the Rangers and the Jets here. Jets minus 154 on the money line. Totals at 5.5. Minus 112 both sides. Anything you like in this game, Alex?
Not yet, but I'm waiting to see where this goes because it's so gross. But I will bet an over in this game if we can get plus money on this 5.5, which I think the way it's moving and the way these teams have both been bet lately, I think we should get there eventually. So something to keep an eye out for. Not something for right now, but if we do get plus money on this 5.5, then I'll be betting the over.
All right, I just want to quickly shout out the Philadelphia, Minnesota, which we brushed over the last game. The over right now on FanDuel minus 102 is the best price in market. So if you like that over 6, you can go play it over there. The 5.5 towards the over though in this Winnipeg. And
wait. It's the under that we like in the Philly-Minnesota game.
We do like the under. I just wanted to shout out if you wanted to fade you.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the best price.
Yeah, that's honestly probably a great approach right now. So that's fair.
I just want to shout out best price in market whenever it pops on FanDuel for the audience. No, wasn't recommending it. Just wanted to shout it out there. That's probably why it became best price in market, if we're being honest. Anyways, 5.5, like you said, minus 112 towards the over. We don't want the 112, though. We want a better price. Wonder if we get it closer to close in this Rangers and Winnipeg game. There is a minus 102 out there if you want to click that. You like that, though, minus 102, or do you still need the plus money? Is 102 enough?
No, I need the plus money.
Okay, so we're not forcing anything. We are strict with the pricing here. Let's head over to the 9 p.m. slate. One game, Blackhawks, Yetis, Utah looks to pick up a win on home ice against the Chicago Blackhawks right now. Utah minus 225. Excuse me, on the money line. Totals 6 juice towards the under minus 120. Anything you like in this game?
So Utah kind of in a little bit of a rut offensively, like not necessarily generating a lot 5-on-5. Chicago has been in an offensive rut for what feels like an eternity. Every once in a while, they just completely, outscore their expectations. But they are completely toothless on offense. And I don't know if we're going to get Spencer Knight here. I don't care if we get Spencer Knight here. I don't care if it's Soderblom. I don't care if it's Comesso. I know Knight was back skating yesterday, so there is some optimism that he can go here. So there's some real upside if it is Spencer Knight. But even if it's not, I'm okay with an under here. There's minus 110s widely available. There's better than that available. So under 6 for me in this game. Two teams that can't exactly generate a lot right now. I know Utah's defensive numbers haven't been as good of late, but I still think this is a really strong defensive team, and this is a good matchup for them to show that at home against Chicago. Under
6, minus 110 is what we're looking for there. There's a 107 out there as well. 120 on FanDuel, not the best. If you want to take the over, it's one of the better prices in market. So if you're looking to fade, you can fade on FanDuel. Let's head over to the 10 o'clock slate here. We got Pittsburgh taking on the Vegas Golden Knights here. Sidney Crosby still out for this game, I believe. We're going to see him back anytime soon. With any status update on him?
I think he was skating at one point, but I don't expect him back anytime soon. But in the next maybe week, 2 weeks, I'd say maybe closer to 2 weeks. He's definitely on his way back though.
Mm-hmm. Well, things are looking really tight right now with the Blue Jackets on their heels, the Bruins, the Red Wings on the heels of if the Penguins fall out of the Metro Division, end up in a wild card spot, could be tight for them there. Might need them to come back sooner rather than later right now. Vegas 156, minus 156 on the money line. Totals at 6 juice towards the over, minus 122. We'll see if Vegas can kind of get back into the swing of things because they're also trying to, seems like they have their Pacific Division spot almost locked up, even though the Kraken are nipping at their heels. But if I'm them, I'm not afraid of the Kraken. Maybe I'm afraid of the Kings. Maybe you would be afraid of the Kings. Anyways, talk us through this game here.
So I don't love the idea of betting either of these teams unders. So I don't have anything in this game, but I lean towards an under here because I think Vegas, they just can't get the saves, but like their defensive numbers have been generally fine. And Pittsburgh's been playing pretty well defensively. But again, both these teams, obviously Pittsburgh was getting some really good goaltending for a while. That's kind of tailed off a little bit. So the goaltending matchup really scares me. But stylistically, I think this profile is more as a lower event under sort of game. Vegas really desperate to kind of get back on track here. I think they need to focus on sheltering whoever is in net for them a little bit more to kind of to make that happen. But yeah, I just can't do it with how inconsistent their goaltending's been. But if we can get some more over money at one point, and maybe we're like some 6.5 minus 115, 6.5 minus 110 would be fantastic. Then I would bet an under, but I don't anticipate we'll get there.
We don't see the number running out there that far, even though it's at the 6 minus 122 towards the over right now. Probably won't get the 6.5 under minus 110. 2 games left on the board. Do us a huge favor, smash the like button if you haven't already. It goes a long way. If you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Ring, 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 ring. There's a cool little animation that happens when you ring the notification bell. So click it, see what happens. Let's get into the Avalanche against the Kraken. Avalanche obviously continue to be dominant. One of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. Made some massive moves at the deadline that seem to be, just bolstering their offense, looking stronger. Their forwards look great. Talk us through this game here. Colorado, Seattle. Colorado minus 210 on the money line. On the road, totals at 6.5, minus 128 towards the under.
Yeah, Seattle suck. They're not making the playoffs. I cannot sit through a Seattle first round series. Like at least San Jose would be entertaining. They have Celebrini. Like any of those teams that make it in are going to get railroaded by the Avs in the first round anyways, but like Celebrini would be fun. The Kings, I know whatever, everyone hates the Kings, but like the Kings would be the best series against the Avs. They at least have like the highest ceiling in terms of like being able to like play some good defense and score some goals still. Like they still got Kopitar, his like final, his final foray into the playoffs, whatever. Anyone but Seattle. Please, anyone but Seattle. I cannot watch this team. They're so bad. This price is fair. I got nothing in this game. I can't really see any pathway to like me. Not obviously, you can see a pathway to them winning, but I can't see any pathway to like me wanting to get involved on Seattle in any capacity here. Market
obviously agrees with you. FanDuel has them at minus 475 to miss the playoffs. So hopefully, hopefully that comes through for our eyeballs more than anything else. Last game on the board here is Nashville against Vancouver. Again, 2 terrible teams. Probably the reason as why So Money is so sick is because take a look at this Vancouver Canucks lineup. Take a look at who they're trotting out on forward in the bottom 6. It's just like we got random generated players playing for them today. Total right now is at 6, just towards the over minus 118. Nashville minus 160 on the money line. Anything you like in this game?
It's scary to bet an under with Vancouver right now because the potential for them to just get their doors blown off is very high on a nightly basis. Like just pulling it up here. I mean, only allowed 2 and 3 in their last games, but before that, there were a lot of 6 and 5 goal games, a long string of them. I mean, look, they've had a long break. Lankinen should go here. Saros should go here. Neither team able to generate much. Even Nashville. Nashville's play has really dropped off. Can't even blame it on the trades because they didn't really trade anyone of like actual consequence. But they're not getting much going offensively. I know they did against Seattle. Everyone does against Seattle. So I like it under here. It's really, really, really gross, but there's some plus money available. And let's just pray that they can hold the fort down long enough, Vancouver, to keep this competitive into the third.
All right. Sounds good. Vancouver to keep this competitive. We're looking at the under 6 plus money, I assume, is what we want here.
Yeah. Plus money. It's available at a couple spots. So hopefully have access to that.
I'm smiling and nodding because that was the last bet I had on my sheet was the Vancouver and Nashville Predators under, which means we have a double best bet.
There we go.
Heading into this game.
I love it.
Historically done horrible for, I believe, for the show, but we'll see. It's usually you and So Money on the double best bet, but now it's me and you for the double best bet. Quickly recap what you had for us today. on the show.
So Nashville, Vancouver under 6 plus money. Chicago, Utah under 6. It's minus 110. Philly, Minnesota under 6. Let's say to minus 115. But again, there's minus 110 and better out there. And Detroit, Tampa over 6 minus 110.
All right, perfect. I had Connor Garland and Sean Monahan parlay together on neither of them to score a goal. You can get that at minus 182. Anaheim minus 1.5 plus 210. The Leafs still suck. Don't be afraid of that minus 1.5. Hit that plus 210 on the Anaheim minus 1.5. And then finally, double best bet, Vancouver, Nashville under 6 minus 104. Double best bet for So Money. Let's get this under through because I know that he'd be betting on that as well. Alex, appreciate you joining the show. Any other I was going to say World Baseball Classic. Sorry, spring training bets for us here or no lineups announced? Rapid fire.
The 1 o'clock games all started, so can't fire anything there. Let me look at these 4 o'clock ones quickly. That Cubs number really ran. Hopefully you got in on the Cubs. I have a couple bets for games later on.
Fire them away.
Pirates. I bet the Pirates minus 122 average price. I bet the Rangers minus 130 average price. Looks like there's still a minus 126 and a minus 130, a couple minus 130s, 135. So I think that's probably my favorite play left on the board. The Cubs numbers is gone. Eyeing later on tonight, I think the Padres will be a decent bet, but again, I'm not the type of person that I know. Like if you watch these markets, some people really jump before lineups and just like anticipation of what's going to be out there. I think the Padres are going to have a pretty full lineup here. They were off yesterday. They played all their backups on Tuesday, so like they should be full here, at least full as they can be. No Machado, no Tatis. They're at the World Baseball Classic still, but like that's still a very good lineup. And the Royals, like they're getting the doors blown off in spring training, like to no fault of their own. I mean, they're top 5 guys in the lineup this year in Witt, Pasquantino, like all these guys, Salvi, like they're all just at the World Baseball Classic. Like they just, they don't really have the option to put a good lineup out there. And they're at home tomorrow too. So I'd anticipate something pretty weak from them. Minus 125s for San Diego, but I'm not jumping the gun. I want to wait until lineups are out, and I shouldn't have even said anything because it just flew at one book. So someone might have bet it.
Well, it's currently minus 140 at FanDuel. So if you want to, I don't know how to react to that. Just be careful. Maybe keep an eye.
Another book it flew too. So yeah.
There you go. Someone respects the Moretto magic. We got the Somo Mojo and the Moretto magic. Now I got to come up with
other sports.
Other
sports tribute.
There we go. All right. We're acting like So Money died. He's just sick. He'll be okay. Anyways, appreciate you joining the show, Alex. We'll chat soon.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Awesome stuff there as always. If Junior Willy Wonka is asking if there's a Discord to follow these plays, link is in the chat right there. Click on that if you want to join the Discord. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate Isaac. Appreciate Alex. Great show for today. Excited to see the guy who keeps commenting, telling me not to give out picks. I want you to fade me and DM me. Fade me and DM me. I love that. If you don't like my stuff, you can beautiful. Yeah. You can bet the other side.
The option is there.
Yeah, you can get some like plus 370, almost plus 350 on Monahan to score a goal. Plus 270 on
Garland
to score a goal. You can get Leafs minus 180 on them to at minus 1.5. So go click those things. Or sorry, plus 1.5. Go click those things if you really don't believe in me. So anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you watching along. Do us a favor. Likes are way too low for the amount of people watching. Smash the like button right now so we can bring those likes up. Comment as well. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. It goes a long way for us here on the channel as well. If you are listening on audio forms, take 5 seconds. Review us, drop that 5-star rating or 4-star rating or 3-star, whatever you feel like we deserve. Whatever you feel like we deserve, just drop us a rating and let us know your thoughts on the show. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been the March 12th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Bang Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.